Hey everyone, it's John. Welcome back to the channel. Good as always to have you along. I'm here with a review and a first-time watch of Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. I saw this one a couple weeks ago, but I never got to do a review, so I'm doing one now. Why do I say first-time watch? I was in high school. I saw it for the first time probably on DVD in a crowded room with a bunch of my friends, and that is not the best way to appreciate a film like this.
You and I have unfinished business.
By the time I was ready to sit down and watch it, I was like, no way am I gonna first experience this on a small screen. So here I am, 20 years later.
You stay right where you are.
The Whole Bloody Affair, and this is my Whole Bloody review.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding. That woman deserves her revenge. And we deserve to die.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Yeah, I kind of did.
And trust me, I already know what you're gonna say. Let me explain. I had actually only seen the first part of this movie.
So, the point emerges.
And when I watched it, I just wasn't in the right state of mind to appreciate what it was. But that's what I love about cinema, and I love about going and seeing classic movies on the big screen. It's like seeing it for the first time again. You have a different set of eyes and knowledge. You're a completely different person than when you watched the first time. That's what's cool about cinema, and just the art form in itself is that you're always witnessing things through a different lens. And that's definitely what Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair was for me. This was an epic in every sense of the word. I mean, this thing clocks in at over 4 hours long. I just saw Avatar Fire and Ash like a month ago. I would gladly sit through this 2 more times than 1 more time of Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh yeah, who's bad? That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bitch.
I don't know. I just like there's so much craft involved here. Story-wise, it's just on point. And obviously, Pulp Fiction is Quentin Tarantino's entry into the zeitgeist. But for me, this is working on all cylinders and was just such an exciting cinematic experience. And the Oscar nominations just came out. If I could add this to my best of 2025, I definitely would. I think after seeing the nominations, I would probably kick out F1 and put it Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
But I am just shocked to realize that neither of these volumes, Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2, was not nominated for anything when it came out. I guess I could see Volume 2, but Volume 1, there's just so much choreography involved. I would even have nominated it for a production design, costume design, especially when you think about how iconic and how some of these costumes are in the pop culture zeitgeist now, will live forever. I mean, how many times when you're watching a movie reel of some kind do you see Uma Thurman in that iconic cinematic yellow motorcycle jacket? And seeing it on the big screen for me, like one of the first times just gave me chills. I mean, it's so cool. And then also performances, right? I mean, you would think Uma Thurman is like a shoo-in for a nomination, but I would have even given a nomination for a much subtle performance. And that is for sure in Lucy Liu.
You may not be able to fight like a samurai, but you can at least die like a samurai.
Out of all of the adversaries that she goes through, that one definitely seems the most layered. We get a lot more backstory from that villain, and it makes sense because in Volume 1, we are working our way through all of the bad guys. You know what? But let's not forget the supporting cast. I just want to say Vivica Fox is just amazing to just drop you right into this story, but it really sets the tone for the kind of film that you are about to sink yourself into. And so that was really awesome in that regard. But honestly, I feel like Lucy Liu's character, Oren, is just so layered. I think she has a very nice subtlety to her. For somebody like Lucy Liu, who would be understated, it feels very earned in that you are on pins and needles after all of the people that she has to go through when we get to that final scene on how this is going to play out. And I just think she does such a great job with such, I don't want to say small performance, but what she does is very memorable. So it's just crazy to me that that wasn't also nominated.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
But by far, I mean, you could include volume 1, but definitely in volume 2, the late great David Carradine is so good with dialogue in here. He is given some monologues that just hit. That second movie does not work unless his performance works, because you need somebody who can interact in a way that feels very natural and not forced.
Clark Kent is Superman's critique on the whole human race. Sort of like Beatrix Kiddo and Mrs. Tommy Plimpton.
The thing about Tarantino's dialogue is it feels very lived in, right? So if you don't have the right person who is delivering that, who is like his vessel, it can just come off forced and very hokey. And I do think there are some instances in Quentin Tarantino movies where I've seen people reading his dialogue and it feels like they're reading his dialogue. But Carradine delivers such a natural, charismatic approach to this. And once again, it's a very layered performance, and he does not play Bill as this mustache twirling villain. It's very nuanced, and he definitely deserved a nomination for this.
You're my favorite person. But every once in a while, you can be real.
So on top of everything else, I'm sure people are wondering, what is the new footage? What had been added? And it turns out there was actually a lot. I didn't know that the House of Blue Leaves fight was actually in black and white, but I did a little research, and of course I bugged my friend about it. And apparently, because of the ratings board, it was too bloody and too violent that the scenes had to be shot in black and white, so there wasn't so much blood. That is gone in this movie.
Is that what I think it is?
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Everything here was in full color, and apparently even a little more gorier than the first time around. And that fight scene is fully extended, and you could tell it felt like pretty long when I was watching it in the theater, but it's like there's so much action and so much choreography going on. It's like anything else. There's so much to appreciate on screen. The runtime didn't really bother me as much. I think if you are a Tarantino completist, if you are a cinephile like myself, there is a lot to take in when watching this cut of the movie. The other thing that I had no idea and originally kind of felt a little jarring for me, but it eases into it, was this O-Ren backstory, this animated backstory that they have, which was really just cool. I'm not like a huge anime fan. After this, I realized some of the cool things narratively that you can do with anime that you cannot do with live action. The violence is more gratuitous. The action is a little more intense. The vibrancy of color just really pops. So this whole O-Ren backstory that was an animated version that I guess was not in the original was really cool to see. And then just other things too, like the transitions, the way it's cut, and apparently the way that it splits between the first half and then the second half is also not originally how it was edited when it was split between the two films. So this was a real treat to kind of see it in its entirety in the way that Tarantino intended to watch it. I would have loved to have also seen this at the Beverly, which is his movie theater in Los Angeles. I did actually go to a double feature there where it was a tribute to Robert Rodriguez. So it was Dusk Till Dawn, and then of course his contribution to Grindhouse, Planet Terror. Review and walkthrough of the Beverly soon to come. There also was an animated short. It was a partnership with Fortnite, The Lost Chapter, Yuki's Revenge. This is definitely a take it or leave it thing. I guess if you really want to see everything, all the behind the scenes, but this doesn't really add anything to the actual story. And this is the only thing that felt just a little bit forced. It didn't really do much for me. It felt very odd and weird.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
But luckily, it's not part of the film itself. It's kind of just tacked onto after the credits. So, you know, it's entertaining enough. If you want to get a little bit more juice out of this, it's there. I don't think it hinders the overall narrative of the film. I would say everything else, though, definitely does. This backstory with O-Ren in the animated style, some of the small extended sequences, they really do add a little bit more. And the new cut, of course.
That was the warm-up round.
And that is my review and analysis of Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair in theaters. And I can't stress that enough, guys. With so much junk out there, it's so great to go back and revisit some of these iconic films. And so many theaters are doing this now. Just check your local theater, see what they're playing that you would want to revisit, because I promise you, as you get older, so does your appreciation for film. And even the films that you liked as a kid, they feel so much different when you're an adult. That's what's so cool about this art form. You're seeing it every time with new eyes. And I would encourage everybody, go to your local cinema, see something again, and I am just loving going back and revisiting all these classic films. With that being said, did you see Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair? Let me know in the comments what you thought, but better yet, what is Quentin Tarantino's most iconic film? That's a hard question, but I want to know. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for coming along as always, and I will see you guys at the movies.
Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey.